Namaste, Sasrika, Shalom Alaikum, Assalamu Alaikum, and Assalamu Alaikum. Welcome to another episode of The Message. Once again, I'm your host, Mike Deasy, and we'll be continuing where we left off with The Message. This is going to be part 2 of The Message, Finding Favor, part 2. I ended part 1 by talking to the sisters, telling you to speak to men in what I term as easy girl speech, suggesting you sisters should speak to your man in what I call the easy girl voice, and see if using this makes a difference in how he speaks to you or how he responds to you. Having said that, I have to get back to the men. Brothers, if we want in the streets a freak, if we want a lady in the streets and a freak in the bed, then we have to apply this to our lives. We cannot speak, I want a lady, but I practice, I want a prostitute / hoe. Doing this confuses the sisters and sends them double message. Message 1, I want a quality woman. Message 2, I want a hoe to get as nasty as I want with. Brothers, do you hear how crazy this sounds? You want her to both show her cleavage and not show her cleavage at the same time. This might be possible in an alternative universe, but not this one. Brothers, we need to pick which message is most important to us. Either 1, we want a quality woman, or 2, we want a hoe. It's that simple. Once we have made this decision, we can move on to the next step in our lives. I must briefly go back to part 1, where I spoke on Torah, speaking on the idea that women of antiquity were not the ones who engaged in seducing men, because again, to seduce would be to try and lead a man away from his way of life for his God. So women didn't do that. Prostitutes maybe, but women like Deborah, Esther, Ruth, these are women of honor, and they don't talk to their men in such a sexual way blatantly. Their way is more suggestive in other ways. Men who went to prostitutes weren't interested in marriage. Once again, Hosa was an exception. I will deal with that at another time. To get men to want honorable women today, To get men to want honorable women today, a drastic move will have to be made, because unfortunately, in most cases, subtle does not work with men today, unfortunately. As a member of the male gender, I hate saying this, but it's a fact. We men have become, in a sense, our intelligence has unfortunately gone down, which is what's caused the difficulty in the dialogue between male and female. Yes, sisters, I agree. Men are to lead, and if things weren't so screwed up, I would direct this portion of my talk to men. But I can see plainly men are not able to do what needs to be done. So I'm going to go to the audience that I know will listen and will understand and produce or act upon it. That is you, the sisterhood. A proverb that does truly fit every generation, race, and culture. The proverb is, a nation can rise no higher than its woman. If the woman of a given culture does not reflect the best of the culture, rest assured the other cultures will look down on that culture that does not have classy, intelligent women. If the woman is the first teacher of children around the world, why is it she does? Why is she not held in high regard? How does she go from a heavenly angel every male looks up to for support as a child to simply a sex object in his adulthood, and on in his young adulthood onto full adulthood? I certainly cannot see women purposely teaching their sons this. Well, not good women. Which brings me to another proverb. There is no such thing as a no good woman. If you find a no good woman, go into her personal life and you're sure to find the man that turned her into a no good woman. Because women by nature are designed to follow the man's lead. So if the woman has become, for lack of a better word, ugly or evil, there's a man that has twisted her thinking to make her do that. But this is a subject for another day. Getting back to today's lesson. To set us men straight, sisters, you're going to have to cover up to a degree, just to a minor degree, to make us earn the look we're craving from you. This is something the Spirit gave me shortly while I was preparing this message. To men and women, you claim Jesus and use the language boyfriend girlfriend because you cannot use the language boyfriend girlfriend because Jesus did not use this language. The only words that fit are husband and wife. Not even side chick is okay because it devalues a woman. And to the men, it will look strange for you to devalue the woman that you're laying with. Women should not have to use their bodies to the men again. Women should not have to use their bodies to attract us. Women should be able to attract our mind. After all, when we get older, what will keep us together? Our mind. If a man isn't attracted to a woman's mind, maybe he is not suitable for having a woman to begin with. He's not suitable for having a woman because he doesn't do much thinking, so why would he be worthy of having a woman when he's not a thinker? Men are supposed to be thinkers. Again, women having to use their bodies to attract and keep our attention shows a degradation in male thinking. When we only want women for sex and that's it, what are we telling ourselves? Are we really telling our daughters? What are we telling our daughters? What are we telling our sons? If we don't care what any of these people think, if we don't care what our daughters think, we don't care what our sons think, we certainly don't care what our women think, then that means we are psychologically worse than we think we are. That's all I really have to say on the subject for now. But if there is a part 3 to this message, then I will certainly present it once the angels give me the words to give to you. So until next time, remember to keep your hater eye on full blast and speak into your future. Namaste, Sasrika, Assalamu alaikum, Shalom, and Assalamu alaikum.